Hi, this is John with BFS. Here today to wrap up what we've been talking about in regards to record keeping and breaking personal records. We've gone over each week in a 5-week cycle to see how each set and rep scheme breaks down one working set at a time, and how kids can break records and see great success and get very excited about their own personal gain. A couple other things that really help make this thing work. First thing is your record chart. This is in the back of your Set Rep Logbook. Whether that's the app or the book or the computer, it always records your records. It lets you know how many records you're breaking, which is so important for the kids to see that progress. At the end of every workout, they should be writing in how many records they broke for that day, and then adding them up for the week, by month, by semester, and then seeing themselves progress. This is also such a great tool to show administrators, parents, to say, look how much progress the student has made in our weightlifting class. Okay, one great tool, an additional part of proper recording. A couple other things, making sure we get a proper warm-up. Obviously, we talked quickly here about the different sets and reps, but we just kind of quickly went over that concept of the weights, but not really how to get to those first working sets. We always want to have a good warm-up. You can see here, there's a breakdown of the different weights you should be lifting on the different levels of where you start, and that's kind of our warm-up guideline. However, sometimes you don't have time for that. So we have a simple rule, is you always have got to do one warm-up set, anywhere from 50 to 75% of your first working set. It should be at roughly the same amount of repetitions as your first working set's going to be, to make sure that we're ready to go as we get in and do that resistance training. So get your warm-up in place, make sure the kids know how to get that implemented before they get into their working sets. Another aspect that's really, really important is missing repetitions, which it happens. Kids miss reps. So we have a simple rule of thumb. Let's say a student's on a 5-rep workout. They're doing 5 reps on their first set. Obviously the workout is 5. If they get 4, we can still record that. If they get 3, it doesn't count. So we have what's called the 1-rep rule. If they miss it by 1 rep, we can still record following this basic rule of thumb. If they miss it by more than 1 rep, it's like the set never happened, it doesn't exist, lighten the load, and do the set again. Here's the basic 1-rep rule. If the student was going for, let's say, 150 pounds for 5, and they got 4 reps, they're in the 100-pound category. So for every 100-pound category that they're lifting in, you would subtract 5 pounds and record that weight. So if he was trying 150 for 5, but he only got it for 4, we'd record 145. Let's say he was doing 225 pounds for 5, and he only got it for 4, then he'd record 215. He'd subtract 10 pounds because he's in the 200-pound category. It's 5 pounds for every 100-pound category that you're in. All that we're really saying here is if he were to have started that set of 5 at 145, chances are very good he would have gotten that last rep, so we can still count it for 5 reps at that lesser weight. That makes the recording simple, and it gives the kids that idea that they can never pick a weight that they can't at least get up to 1 rep less than what the workout states. So 1-rep rule, 5 pounds per 100. Okay, from there, a couple last things. The app, the Set Rep Log app, does all these things for you that we showed here in a very simple format. As the teacher coach, you can see how many records are being broken. It adds things up automatically. It gives you your record totals for each student. It's a great way to format your classroom, incorporate technology into your learning. You also have the other option of what's called the Beat the Computer. The Beat the Computer is a format that can be implemented into your school on your intranet and be utilized across all teachers and coaches. Kids get a printout, they can go in, break the records, those can be recorded, you can print top 10 reports, personal power rankings, all sorts of different things that help the kids stay motivated to break personal records. A lot of options in this. The last thing, and probably the most important, the goal here is the student breaking personal records, competing against their best efforts. One of the greatest tools to help with that is this 1 1/4 pound plate. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if a kid breaks records at a very small increase, but they're consistent, let's say you had 1 1/4 on each side, and you were able to do that increase each week, so 2.5 pounds a week. And if you look at a basic school year, roughly 40 weeks of training, which is what most kids get throughout a school year if they're consistent, 40 weeks at 2.5 pounds a week, that's a 100-pound increase in a 40-week cycle. That would allow the student to really see gains as they progressed each year in school, from freshman to sophomore to junior, and then going into their senior year. They'd be able to get stronger with perfect form, never sacrificing technique for pounds. Having light tools that allow for progress is a huge point that we need to make as coaches. It's not about the weight as much as it is about progress. Always training with perfect form and breaking personal records. Hey, have fun training your kids, helping them see success. We're here to help you with anything we can. There's a ton of information on our site. Just know that the focus for every student is to have fun and see themselves get better, and know that all this work is really paying off. Keep up the great work. We're here to help you. Have a great day.